What's up, everybody? Whoa, what the hell is going on there? I need a haircut already. How are you guys doing? Hopefully, you guys are having a fantastic weekend. Well, what's left of it? But we live. Yes, Mr. Billy, you are first. Whoa, hello. Oh my gosh. What a week. What a week. A Buster Tim up in the house. Mr. Phillip, actually, you're third, my friend. You are number trace. Or as my grandfather would say, tree. I don't know why it's tree, but it's tree. Oh my gosh. What a weekend. What a week. What a weekend. What a week. So, before we get into German. Oh, did it on my end it showed up third. but so before we get into Mr. Big Dog, you are actually number 4. Quattro. Yes. But what a week. What I don't even know when I left. Oh, okay. I don't even know where I am. I'm somewhere in Oklahoma. That's all I know. I-35 is like right there. Mr. Steven is number 5. Supper. So I left. I had 122, 531 for mileage. I now have 126, like 500, something like that. I don't want to turn the key on. All in with like 7 days. I'm tired. I want to go to bed for like a month. But no, we're on our way back down to Texas. We got to go to Fort Worth, someplace down there, and then go over to Dallas, reload. Hopefully, I have enough hours. I hope. I don't think I will, but I hope. And then that way I can kind of start limping my way back to Minnesota. It's been a hell of a week. Also, two other things real quick, and then we'll get into the live stream. If you have not checked out the community portion of the page, you should. You really, 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 really should. Free shipping for in the US is going to keep going on until I can get home. So, I also am now able to activate the more you purchase, the more you save. So, I can't remember who ordered a bunch of stuff. Fine, just start whenever you feel like it. Just go ahead and start. I forget who ordered it, but you put me over the edge. So one of the benefits of selling X amount of merch is now I get to unlock more stuff, which is understandable. And whoa, are we crooked? A little bit, but whatever. We're always crooked. So now, Donnie, you're never last. Bob ain't in here, so he can be last. But no. So now it is unlocked. It is activated. So the more you shop, the more you save. Plus, free shipping within the U.S. So if you want to go get one of the new pole dancing t-shirts, if you want to go get a stack t-shirt, if you just want to get, the truck stop logo shirt, if you haven't checked out the merch store, you should go. There's some really cool stuff, and Tim and everybody else that's been over there can honestly testify that there's some really cool stuff over there. And 99% of it came from me, except for the pole dancing shirt, because I'm not that talented. That's Bob. No, I'm just kidding. Well, it's Bob's story. But and then the other thing, oh my gosh. So the other week, no, it wasn't the other week. I don't even know what day it is. A couple days ago, I was on my phone looking at some of my bank stuff, personal bank stuff, because I don't have a business bank stuff anymore. It is. If you look, it's kind of funny because the person that did it, that drew the picture, um, yeah, if you look, it's a goofier looking, well, maybe a better looking version of me, which is hilarious. Um, but yeah, it's true, Tim. um, I am this close from having a laptop. Uh, Uncle Grumpy, if you, hi, by the way, if you, it's on any of the videos or in the about section. Um, there's a link in every video, the Wednesday videos, and then there should be a link in the about section. So, but it's teespring.com // whatever you want to call it, Truck Stop Gaming. I think it's Truck Stop Gaming. I don't know, but it's in the link. Just look for the link. But I am this close. I literally just need to save, I think it's like $700, and I can order my laptop. It's not the one that I was looking for because that one was actually discontinued, which is kind of a relief. but it's a really good laptop. Oh, okay. It's a really good laptop. It's custom built, so it's going to be a little bit on the more higher end side. It's an i7 with a 6 core. It's got a 2070 graphics card. It's got two M.2 1 terabyte SSDs. It's got an hard, well, SSD, 2 terabyte. So it should be, for gaming wise, it should be like the cat's meow. For video wise, it should be much better than even the computer at home, and that thing was expensive. So I'm like that close. So I got to save up, like, I think it was like $700 or $800 more dollars, and I didn't realize I was that close, but we are close. So here's what's, ow. When I get my laptop, yes, like I said from the beginning, as soon as I get my laptop, we are going to up the videos. We're going to shorten them, and we're going to increase the amount of them, right? But this laptop should be more than enough where I can actually do some streaming on my phone, because let's face it, even though Verizon sucks and they're just all about milking every penny out of their customers for whatever godly reason they come up with, welcome to big business, their hotspot internet is actually fairly decent. It's not great by any means, but it's fairly decent. So we can actually start live streaming either here or on Twitch. I want to definitely try to do it once a month, kind of towards the beginning of the month, and maybe take the place of, like, how did they do, right? Because I don't know if you guys are really into the How Do They Do series. Um, it kind of goes up and down, up and down, up and down. Whatever, it is what it is. And we also hit 1,400 subscribers. Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk? Not me, not me. No. Um, but yeah, it's so insanely busy week with a lot of good news along the way. So I can't complain. I can't complain. Anyways, okay, before we get in. Oh, dude, okay, okay. Well, see, and that's the thing is like, to me, it seemed like it was area specific. Like, obviously, the Arkansas one, um, y'all need to chill with. I'm not attacking Arkansas. I'm just giving a review about a specific truck stop, not the town, not the state. It's just the truck stop. um, Hitch had 130 or 13,000 hits last week. Hitch. Oh, high tech, you mean? And sold 23 23 cam with the hit. Uh oh, well, welcome to Joplin. Hi, Bob. Mr. Steven, I no comprende. A 93, Billy. Yeah, but Mr. Steven, I'm assuming 13,000 likes or views and sold 23 cam with the hit. I'm not 100% sure what you're talking about, homie. You're gonna have to. I know you're probably using speech to text or whatever it's called, but views. Oh, their channel hit 13,000 views? Like overall or one video? I'm a little confused. Because my channel's got like almost 300,000 views total. Most of them are bad, but whatever. Oh, okay, okay. Well, the cab over one of the cab over videos has almost 100,000 views in 2 years. Is it 2 years? I think it's 2 years. It's at like 94 or 97,000 right now. But 13,000, I mean, that's holy schnit. That's awesome. I mean, that's really awesome. Oh, 1 week, nice, nice, nice. Uh So basically, when you go, well, it's the same. It's the same type of setup as FS7 or FS19. So you go into multiplayer, and if you or somebody else, or if whatever, you can actually host multiplayer, um, or you can have a dedicated server. I don't know if anybody offers dedicated servers anymore, with the game kind of going off to the back burner, and FS19 taking over. I don't know if anybody offers dedicated servers anymore, but you just basically follow the steps. You can put a password on it. I would recommend putting a password on it. You can basically whoever. Yeah, well, not to discredit high tech by any means, by any means. That's not hard to do. I I'm not I'm not going to get into it, but I'm about to hear with that whole whatever, man. Whatever. Do you. I'm going to do me. You do you. But um but yeah, no, you just go through. And so, but I will tell you one thing, Bob. If you run any mods, or if the person hosting the dedicated server has any mods, everybody that plays on it has to have the same mod. All right. So a lot of times, Mr. Grumpy, but but uh, but yeah. So you you have to have the same stuff. Cams? Are you talking about like car cams, like cam shafts, or like video cameras? Because if you're selling like cam shafts, of course it's going to be hard. Hell, even I would think even selling cams. Now, here's the thing, though, is Mr. Steven. Uh, okay. Well, here's the thing, though, is if you're selling a product on YouTube, you the he Bart needs to go like read the terms of service ish things, right? Um, you really need to go, because you open yourself up to a huge lawsuit if it goes bad, like really bad. So he needs to like go read the terms of service, all right, or maybe talk to somebody, like in customer support, or possibly even if he can find a lawyer, if he knows a lawyer that is up to date with social media marketing. He may want to, because that's a very, I don't know enough about it to really say anything. I just have been hearing a lot of like, oh, well, this person was doing this with this type of product, and yeah, but see, he's using YouTube, the platform, to sell. And that's basically like a business using the TV or radio to sell said product, right? So he needs to, he probably already has. I'm just, I'm just saying, if he hasn't read the terms of service, or, has a lawyer friend, or even wants to hire a lawyer, just to be aware that go, it can go pretty bad from what I've been hearing. I really enjoy that game. If you saw what I did to my farm, 90% plowed and well, now you got to get FS19. Let the wife have FS17, which is funny. But now you got to get FS19 and come play with us big boys. And when I start a server, you and the wife are gonna have to come play. All right. I'm not gonna do horses, but I need a new coffee shop or stop. Then you need it. Wait. What if he gets in trouble? Well, of course, Mr. Steven. Well, it's not gonna. It's just. I'm not saying anything is going to happen. That's not what I'm saying. But, um, it it could. Well, there goes any chance of me getting put in anybody recommended box now. Oy vey. Oh shit. Um, but Yeah, no, Steven, just like I said, just make sure that he's aware of it. All right. Because I don't want to see anything happen to Bart, or the hard work that he's done and everything like that. So, no, car parts are, I mean, it's not as easy to misclaim. Um, but like health and beauty and stuff like that, I mean, you can't say, oh well, this micro pill is going to, um, I should be blaming on Bob. But- and then he deleted he retracted the it's too late, Bob. Okay, good, Steven, good. Yeah, because like I said, car parts, I everything that is kind of running through my brain. It's like you can't really say a camshaft is going to do something that it possibly can't do. You have Okay, I will, Mr. Grumpy. I'm sorry you have a headache. But yeah, no, I'll definitely send you a message. Uh, you was on Monday? Well, I'm on Sunday. So, how did you get a day ahead of me? Or are you talking about one of his videos from last Monday? But one of these days, I'm gonna get the Monte Carlo fired up. Probably not this winter because I don't snow. um. Oh, you'll be on tomorrow. Nice. Um. But one of these days, I'm gonna have to make a road trip and with the Monte Carlo and just kind of go up and. Okay, okay, Mister Bob. Don't feed. Don't, Bob. Bob. Remember, you have to be PG 2. Tim has to be under PG 10, and everybody else is PG 15. It's the oldest joke in the, in the truck driver history book. So, no, no. But, oh, Bob. So, okay, we seriously, okay, we're gonna go until we're just gonna bullshit until 30 minutes. So we have about another 7 minutes, and then we're gonna get into today's topic. All right, because we were supposed to do this last week, and I completely slipped. My brain fell on the floor, and I slipped on it, and then when I fell, it landed underneath my bum, and it went right back up my bum, and shot straight up back into my head. No, it did not hurt. But anyways, um, wait a minute. Oh, Bob, Bob. So, my friend, you might as well go ahead and get FS17 and ARC. All right. I'm telling you right now, because you're going to be spending a whole hell of a lot less money than me. All right. So, so basically, I just need to save about another $700, and I can go ahead and order the laptop. So I found another one from Digital Storm. That's the company that I'm going to be going through. So hopefully it's going to be a kick-ass computer for the money. It better be. Um, so hopefully at the beginning of the year, we can up the videos to 2 a week. Hopefully we can get a server started for Farm Sim. Maybe an ARC server. I don't know yet. I'm still waiting. You're still, yeah, well, you're not going to get it, Mr. Tim. Not today. It's so they can't run away, for Christ's sake. Come on, Tim. Use your noodle. I mean, I know you're from Dayton, but you can't be. Come on, man. God dang. 30. We might as well. You know what? There it is. There it is. But so yeah, Bob, all I have to do is save up about $700 more. I can order it. And nah 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 nah. I just said the joke or the answer to the joke, Bob. You didn't need to put that graphic crap up there, even though it really wasn't graphic. But shame on you, Bob. Shame on you. Bringing my community down to your sick, perverted level. Oh, be ashamed of yourself. Whatever, Bob. You can, whatever. But, anyways, so yeah. So hopefully within the next couple weeks, I'll be able to save a little bit more money or sell a shit ton of t-shirts, which that's probably not going to happen. I wouldn't expect it to happen anyways. But um yeah, well, no. Yeah, no. All right. But so I love how I'm telling you this information, Bob, and you're stuck on doinking critters. Come on, get with the conversation here. Can't you see I'm trying to divert your little brain that's stuck in the gutter right now out of the gutter back to where normal people think? Whatever that means. But back where we're having a conversation. So come back out of the gutter and get into the lane of travel here with me, Bob. Come on. Leave it to Bob. Blame Tim. Hashtag blame Tim. Oh my gosh. Steven, Mr. Steven. Mr. Steven. Not you two. You damn right, Mr. Bob. Chop chop. Um, I'm gonna try to find a bunch more mods. Uh Basically I'm gonna redo the Google Drive that I have. And that way I can put a link up, and if you guys want all the mods that I have, um you'll have them. Yeah, blame Tim. Blame Tim for everything. Blame Tim for everything. Everything. Even if Tim had nothing to do with it, blame Tim. That's it. Simple. Boom. Done. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, also Bob too. Like I was telling everybody before, the free shipping is still active. It'll probably be active until I get home, which will probably be Thursday or Friday next week. This shirt is absolutely choking the schnit out of me. Um, Wait, what? That video of Tim singing "Private Dancer" priceless? I don't ever want to see that. Ever. Ever. So yeah. Anyways, all right. So we're gonna get into the title, but but first, all right. Listen, we're talking about stupid things that we have done in the past. Now, this is not by any means support or giving you ideas if you are not mentally old enough to make a right or wrong decision. All right. So consider this your disclaimer. All right. Don't do as we speak. Do the opposite of what we speak. Because I'll tell you right now, some of the stories that you're going to hear from me back in the high school days will probably land you in jail today. All right. So don't do anything that we're going to talk about. Don't don't blame me if you do stupid things and you heard it here. So don't. I don't even want to go down that road. So consider this your warning now. All right. So high school years. We're going to talk about that since nobody else wants to get their damn minds out of the gutter. You guys are going to get me kicked off YouTube, I swear. And then you corrupted Mr. Steven. You corrupted Mr. Steven. He was like the pure holy, not holy, but he was like the pure old man figure of the channel. And you guys with your thoughts and thoughts, you've corrupted Mr. Steven now. You've corrupted him. We might as well just close the channel because the one thing that was anchoring us to reality, gone. Got busted doing a burnout. Speaking of burnouts, so where I went to school, no joke, we had a graduating class. No joke, we had a graduating class of 23 people. That was it. Literally, from the start of graduation to when we all went home was like an hour and 10 minutes. No joke. But every year, the last day of school, every year, somebody would always bring like a 55-gallon drum of used motor oil. Actually, no, not my school. But everybody would bring and then on the road, where all the cool kids parked, which, yeah, sure. But anyways, where all the cool kids parked, we would dump it, and it would literally it would coat the entire road, and everybody would, you would see everybody out there. And then the cop would come, Jacobs would come, or I forget the other guy's name. I can see his face, but I can't think of his name. But he would come, and everybody, you would see cars just take off. It was awesome. Actually, I was the kid, and this is no joke. You can even, well, there's nobody here from my high school. Well, I don't think there's anybody here from my high school days, but I was the kid that, I got along with everybody, right? Oh, Jesus. Well, I was the kid that I got along with everybody, right? It didn't matter if you were a jock, if you were a gearhead, if you were, science, whatever. It didn't matter. See, Mr. Steven, there's no hope for you now. Anyways, go to church and do the Hail Mary things. I'm just kidding. I shouldn't assume that everybody's religion. But anyways, but I was also the kid that everybody feared. Because when you pile drive another kid's head through a locker door like there's nothing there, and you just go on without your business because they said one thing that instantly set you off, yeah, you kind of get to make your own rules. And then my best friend, who I ironically grew up with me just like a quarter mile down the road, me and him were, we were like super tight. Yeah, we were literally more like real brothers than we were best friends. And we used to go to Johnny and Chopper all the time. Now Johnny and Chopper is like, it's a 18 and over, it's 18 to 25 year olds. And it happened like once or twice a month in several different towns around the area. And no, it was 16 to 25, but you could actually drink when you were 21. Really? But But we used to get in so many fights. Oh my God. And for a while there, we were actually, people kept calling us the Bash Brothers, which was, I don't understand that whole term, but, and I loved it because everybody would start shit and then come run to me, knowing that my temper back then was super short and I swung first and then asked questions later. Well, again, disclaimer, uh, I was drinking in the bars at 16 because I looked like I was 25. Well, yeah, but Steven, you were also around when the dinosaurs were roaming the earth. Oh, no, I'm not flicking anybody off. This, so it's not going to show up on the camera, but there's a cut, a scar that goes diagonally, and it starts from about right here, and it goes up just below this first knuckle. My whole finger from here to here got cut off. We were at Mr. Roach's shop class, and I don't remember the guy's name. So if he watches this, I'm sorry, but I will never ever know you other than Roach. Um, but anyways, um, he we were in. I was using the table saw, and we figured out if you run wood with the saw running backwards, it would literally take off like a bullet across the room. Well, right next door was the welding shop with a big roll up metal, like clang, clang, clang door. And we used to slap wood up against the door right before class would start to piss off the other teacher and scare everybody over in the other classroom. Well, I was going to do it, and basically I would take my fingers and I would just grab the wood with the blade right here in the middle, and I would just go like that, and it would pang, pow, pow. It would you could literally hear it across the room. And but this time something happened and it jumped, and my finger, I don't know how, it was just my middle finger, I don't know how, but it hit the saw, and it went up at an angle, and I realized what happened. So I started squeezing my finger, and I walked up to the teacher and I went, oh no, sorry, it wasn't Mr. Roach. It wasn't Mr. Roach. That was the class next door. It was a welding class, and Mr. Roach was teaching the welding class. I forget, Mr. Bergstrom or something like that, I think his name was, that did the shop class. But I was squeezing the hell out of my finger because I knew I was and I walked up to the teacher and I said, I think I need medical attention. And he goes, why? And I went, I don't know. And this whole finger from about here just kind of flipped over and it started squirting blood out. And he goes, oh, yes, you do. So I flipped the finger back over and I started squeezing again. I went into because the nurse's office and the principal's office was all in the same room with the receptionist. Mavis was her name. I went into Mavis's office right there by her desk, and I asked her to call 911, non-emergency, that I'm going to need medical attention, like ASAP. And she went, oh, whatever, just go back to class. And I'm like, no, I don't think you quite understand. I need medical attention now. Call 911, non-emergency. And she's like, don't make me tell Miss Grover, I forget her name, but we always called her Grover D. That was the principal at the time. So Miss Grover D, if you're watching, sorry. But well, then ironically, the head, oh God, well, Frank was his name. The police chief was actually in Grover D's office. They were having a meeting about school safety stuff, and he come out because he heard. And by this time, I've got blood dripping, and it's going down my arm. It's on the front of my t-shirt. It's on my jeans. It's in my shoe. had carpeting in the office. Even I think to this day, there is a puddle of a stain of my blood where I was standing there for like 20 minutes arguing with Miss Davis or Mavis. uh, and then another time we again, don't do this. Don't do this. But I actually put like a fourth grader in one of the garbage cans. We duct taped it closed. And we pushed him down the flight of stairs, which he had so much momentum going down the stairs, he actually made the corner and went all the way down to the basement. And we left him there. I don't know whatever happened, but we left him there. He was catching another bus, but he was so annoying and it was pissing everybody off that we put him in a garbage can, we duct taped the thing closed, and shoved him down a flight of stairs. Don't do that, by the way. That was fun. And then my buddy Troy ripped a bunch of TVs off the wall, which that was stupid. He got expelled, and as he was walking back to his car out the school, he was mad and just started ripping TVs down off the wall. Fucking idiot. Excuse you. All right, so Bob, Bob's is just gonna be fighting. That's all. That's all it is gonna be. Did the chat quit? Oh, the chat did quit. Holy shit. I got... Something's rattling. I didn't get thrown. I never once got expelled from school, which is kind of strange because I did a lot of stupid shit. We put I forget what his name is, but we put a substitute teacher. Everybody loved him because he was goofy as shit. I swear to God, he came in drunk and high. But we there was some construction out back for the new gym that they put up, and he'd always park out on the street out there because that was the teacher's side to park on. And we hotwired the lull, and we actually put his car up on the roof. We left it there. We've done that before. Well, when I was a kid, we didn't really have access to M80s. We still had M80s, but we didn't have access, so we didn't like do the whole blow up the toilet thing or anything like that. But we learned how, in chemistry, we learned how to make sodium nitrate bombs. So, of course, you know, the newest and coolest, holy F, did you see that thing happened? So everybody was bringing, God, if a kid tried to do this nowadays, oh, yeah, no. But the whole front lawn of the school literally looked like a big snow eagle flew over and pooped like great big droppings. We found as many bottles as we could. We grabbed a bunch of roll of aluminum foil. We grabbed the stuff that you needed to make it with. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but we grabbed the stuff that we needed to make it with. And during lunch, there was like 15 of us out there. We had a Congo line of this happening, and we started throwing them out in the middle of the we called it the loop, but it's where the bus is parked. And we started throwing them in the grass out there. And man, when they started going off, people. It was hilarious because it was just we did I don't know probably close to 100 of them, and they just poof 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 poof. So needless to say, chemistry got a whole lot more boring after that. I did take my driver's ed test in my well, you guys remember that red and white car that I showed you online? That 76 Buick Skylark GSX. I had a blue one, just like that red and white one. It was my it wasn't my first car, but it was my first driving car because my first car was in pieces. I built it from the ground up. Um, but that found another one, but the red and white one was a trunk. It was just a regular trunk. The blue one was actually a hatchback, which was even more rare, come to find out. And guess what happened to that one? It got crushed. But yeah, they wouldn't let me take my driver's ed test in that one. Yeah. All right, Mr. Steven. Come on, spill your guts. I know you've got some stories. Tim. Bob's already shared a bunch of them. Donnie. I know Donnie's got shit to say. I can't be the only one here with stories. What the... And that's where I actually finished my my first car. Under the bleachers. In my school, we never did anything underneath the bleachers. Even like the mushy shit. We never did anything like that underneath the bleachers. But then again, I didn't go to a whole lot of school functions once I quit wrestling and football. Hated every minute of it. Hated every minute of it. I went to state in 7th and 8th grade for varsity. And after that, it was like, nope, I'm done. Never again. Never, ever again. It's dark outside. You mean to tell me only me and Bob have stories? Tim, Donnie, Philip. Well, Philip doesn't stay very long, but Mr. Steven. Who else is in here? You mean to tell me you don't have stories? Lies. All lies. Oh, sure. You're probably watching dead people crap. Wait a minute. Wait. Vice principal. Caught or fought? Me pounding an underclassman's head in the wall. He was... Tim's too busy watching dead people, blaming it on his phone dying. I did a little JV ball. Oh, well, yeah, that's true, Tim. Mr. Steven. I figured it out, Donnie. You know, the funny thing is, to this day, I don't know who our vice principal was. It was always Miss Grover D. We never knew who Dead people isn't on. Oh, so if I get this new computer, Mr. Tim, I can actually show you what 7 Days to Die looks like, but we're gonna have to stream it during the day because I don't stream it at night anymore. I don't care what you call me. Don't care. Go ahead and laugh. Go ahead and laugh. Took 6 years to get out of school. Well, when I graduated with a 3.8 GPA. Now, yes, I had to take chemistry. I had to take calculus, trigonometry. I took advanced calc, advanced trig. Um, what else did I take? Oh, computer science. But I mean, that was I'm on a 50-year plan. But that was ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th grade. The rest of it was shop classes. It was woodworking. It was automotive. It was welding. It was um, I forget what. It was all elective stuff. It wasn't anything required because by the time I got through my freshman year, because I took calculus and trig the first half, and then I took advanced both in the second half. Well, if you graduated with a C or higher, or ended the year with the C or higher in all 4 quarters in both classes, live long and prosperous, my friends. Um, you pretty much collected all your required points to graduate. So everything after that, it was so easy sailing. I had 3 study halls my senior year. No, my senior year I had 4 study halls. Um, yeah, I had 4 study halls my senior year. I got 2 hours early for work. Um, I didn't have to show. I showed up an hour late every day my senior year. So I show up. I'd eat. I'd sit in 1 or 2 classrooms, and I would go home. That's all I did in my senior year. It was kind of sad. It was awesome, but it was kind of sad. I did take egg. You had breakfast? Wait. I was fortunate enough to have breakfast with the same vice principal. He recommended that day I did it. Huh? Was it your dad? uh yeah, the stupid shit. I mean, it was basically so well in what I did my junior and senior year um was I took college courses. So that's how I got oh, okay. They don't like driving 90 on 35W south going north. I only got 1 year. Oh, you went all right. uh but yeah, it was so stupid the way it was set up. I mean, I'm don't get me wrong. I'm glad I'm out of high school. I mean, there's more to it than that I'm not telling you guys, but um I'm glad I'm out of high school. But if I could go back and do it again, oh, you damn right I would. Oh, you damn right I would. I would literally do it every the same way, everything that I did, and all the ass whoopings that I got from Grandpa, and you know how many times I had to run from the cops and whatever. Do not run from the cops, kids. All right, Tim. but but all the parties that I went to, all the fights that I got into, there was oh, let me tell you one thing. There was a guy. So the little town. To wait for that. Oh, is it, Mr. Steven? We couldn't. People would put dips. They'd put a dip in, but the people that smoked had to go out after during lunch out to their cars. We'd have to sneak out there. But the nice thing was though is in my senior year, I was already 18 years old. So I could leave anytime I wanted to. And oh yeah, I'd go eat lunch, I'd go hang out by the pickup, have a couple smokes, go back into class, whatever. It was awesome. But we went to Johnny again. One was a DJ and one was a band. Steven, you may know Johnny and Chopper. Um, they've been a thing for around the Minnesota area for a very long time. So I'm assuming one or yes, then she, we. Excuse me? Are you feeling okay? Do I need to call 911, Mr. Kim? Or, you having a stroke? I don't even know your name anymore. You. No, not you. The other one. That one. Yes, you. He's either drunk or he's having a stroke. One of the two, Tim. Oh, out of school? Okay. Jesus. We couldn't do that because Mr. Roach would yeah, god dang, ugh. But, so we went to, I think it was, I'm 99% sure it was Chopper. Or was it Johnny? I don't know. We went to one of them. And now the town that I grew up in had a ballroom. And it was a well, if you're from southern Minnesota, and it doesn't matter if you're southwestern, southeastern, south central, it doesn't matter. If you were from southern Minnesota, you knew if I told you the ballroom, you would know exactly which ballroom it was. And because it was that known, it was that well known. And it was in my hometown. So it was a Friday night, and me and my buddy, he had a 78 Trans Am. If I get my way in out of the house, damn. But he had a 78 Trans Am, and I had my Nova, my first Nova. And I mean, we used to, oh my God, we used to terrorize the entire fucking county with those cars, and I loved it. But I could hear him fire up his TA over at his house, and he could hear me fire up my Nova. So we knew when we were getting ready to go. And I'd meet him out at the head of my driveway because I lived off the blacktop, and he'd come down the gravel road, and I'd meet him, and we'd race all the way into Gibbon. And well, there you go. Now you know where I'm from. But we'd race all the way into town. We got to the ballroom, and now we had it was kind of like this unspoken rule, but we had specific parking spots that everybody knew. Pretty much anybody that went to Johnny or Chopper in my town knew that me and my buddy had specific parking spots. And we backed in and parked, and we got out, and we were, finishing up our smokes. We walked inside, paid I think it was like 15, $20 or whatever it was to get inside. And then we went over to our group of friends, and we got we got stamped with a fake drinking sticker. Again, don't do what I did. Too much snow. What? What? Somebody call 911 because Steven is having a stroke. I swear to Christ. Anyways, um, we walked in and this was the worst fight that I was ever in, and I didn't even do anything. Um, Coke. Mr. Steven, are you laying on the floor? Are you like having convulsions or something? Is this a sign that I need to like call your wife? Hey, Mr. Kevin. Oh, you're not. It's all right, man. No worries. No worries. Snow is Coke. Oh yeah, yeah, Mr. Steven. Again, don't do what we say. All right. That's all there is to it. Yeah, yeah. Tim. Oh, wait a. If the whole gutter talk didn't get me busted, now this crap will. Ay, 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 Mr. Tim. Freaking. We just called it cocaine. I don't know why you have to make a lingo for it. I'm good, Mr. Kevin. I'm good. How are you, homie? But anyways, so we got into the in there. We got our stamps. We got our drinks. We were sitting down. No, I basically had a cast. It was an air cast because I sprained my ankle, and it was like fresh, right? And I probably shouldn't have gone to Johnny or Chopper, um, but I did. And this big this big dude, I mean he was a senior at the time, and so were we. But this big dude from Redwood Falls, and I'll never forget where he's from. He was he was Native American because that's a um, reservation up there. Jackpot, Morton, um, it's Redwood Falls area is all pretty much Indian reservation. And I mean, he was. I'm trying to think. The dude from Point Break, or whatever the Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves surfer dude. That dude in the Jeep, that they bust his house, and it was the wrong dude, and that Indian dude with the ponytail and shit. That's what this dude looked like. I mean, he was like 7 feet tall, and he was just like, you know, um, uh, you said school day back in the late 60s to the 70s. Well, I'm sure you did. I'm doing good. You've been sad for the last 3 weeks. Why for, Mr. Kevin? Good. I'm glad you're happy tonight. But he came over and he kicked my foot. And I mean, you know when something like that oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, yeah. Well, no. High school was in the early 90s for me. But he kicked my foot, and it was just like instant pain. It was like somebody taking a knife, like at the bottom of my foot, like a huge sword, just ramming it right up. It went all the way up my foot, and it was just instant pain. And I never even thought. I literally, I turned around and I hit him as hard as I could, and he went down. And I remember jumping on him, and I remember hitting him and hitting him and hitting. I don't even know how many times I hit him. I hit him so many times that I literally, I couldn't feel anything. Like, you were out of school in '73. I wasn't even born in '73. but but I remember I couldn't physically lift, like I couldn't lift myself. And the next thing I know, I feel like a pit bull is biting the back of my neck, and I stand straight up. There was a black cop. I don't know where he was from. I don't know if he was state patrol. I don't know. I don't know where he was from. But this sumbitch was, he was the black version of the Incredible Hulk. He was massive. Massive. I mean, his arms would make the steer tire of any semi look tiny. I mean, he had elephant butts for biceps. I mean, he was massive. And he grabbed me by the back of my neck, stood and stood me straight up. I was that far off the floor. Um, well, fine, Mr. Kevin. But yeah, he yeah, I know, right, Donnie? But I keep forgetting, Mr. Stevens, what, you're 60, what, you're 60, 62, 58, 58 or 60, 62, somewhere in there. And I can't remember. I keep forgetting that he's older. He's so youthful when it comes to his spelling that I forget. 63. Okay. But see, now y'all see why I'm worried about him having a stroke from the way he types? Because he's 63. It could happen. Just saying. I don't want it to happen, but I gotta look after my peeps. You know what I mean? but but yeah, he stood me straight up and he marched me right out to the door. And I never once touched the ground. I couldn't lift my arms even if I wanted to. But I mean, he literally he stood me straight up and he marched me to the door and he said, "Now's a good time to run." And it was like, "What?" He goes, "You need to go home. You need to get the fuck out of here. You were never here." And I'm like, "Huh? No, Tim, you should know that. Uncle Grumpy and Mr. Steven are both older than you." Well, the ones that come, you guys that join the live. I don't know my birthday, just year. Ma and Pa traded a pack of Lucky Strikes and a case of PBR for me at the rock concert. I don't think that necessarily was a good trade. From the hood in North Minneapolis. Yeah, but in back then it wasn't the hood. That came later. That came like 80s and 90s. That's when North Minneapolis started getting really freaking bad. And then it changed to South Minneapolis or whatever the hell. I don't know, whatever. But back in the 60s, that wasn't bad. What's the matter with you, Mr. Steven? I mean, it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. uh, I am 30 and you probably can. I know you could outrun me, Mr. Kevin. And the worst part about it, I just wait for you to come back. I'm not chasing after anybody. Oh, was it? Shoot, I hear the Twin Cities are called. It is. It's again not saying all people from the Somalian heritage are bad, but it's getting that bad. It's getting there's like there's a small community on the west side of St. Paul or Minneapolis that yeah, the Somalians are they're like trying to be thugs or something, and it's getting bad, but they keep shipping them in. I mean, you know, I heard one guy go, well, why are these people here? And it's like, okay, listen, they have to be here to legally get in. So if they're not here, they can't legally get in. So these people have to come here, learn our ways, go to schools, go to training, go to whatever it is to get a visa or a green card. They have to be here to legally get in. Now, how do you kick those people out? So it's like, whatever. Oh, yeah, Mr. Steve. Well, yeah, because, the whole Somalian thing that's just been in the last, 10 years. But, well, supposedly it's been in the last 10 years. I think they've been secretly shipping them in for a while. And again, not all Somalians are bad, but I think there's very few that are good. So I don't know. Yeah, we're not going to get into that tonight. That's a subject for another day and another channel. But yeah, Donnie, where did you go to school at? It is. No, I still would not outrun you. I would literally hunt you down and wait for you to come back. Because if I know where your house is or I know where your car is, eventually you got to come back. I was never the one to run after somebody. Oh, I know. It's all right. It's every once in a while. It's cool to go. Oh, Cold Springs. Okay, okay. Uh, yeah. I don't. Did you guys have Johnny and Chopper up there? Because you're close. You would have been what 2 years ahead of me in high school. Did you guys have Johnny and Chopper up there? I think you did. Because I remember. Wasn't it Appleton had? No, that's not close to you. Fuck. There was a town up there up by Cold Springs that I thought had Johnny and Chopper up there. I could have sworn you guys had Johnny and Chopper up there. Man, I tell you what, like I said, if I could do my high school years again, no questions. Well, then I'd just wait by your dad's car. Or on your front porch. I don't run after people, my friend. Some of the gangster crap we pulled. Yeah, Johnny Holmes. Yeah, Johnny Holmes and Chopper. See, and that was the cool part, about my little area that I grew up in is, we had black people, we had, gay people, we had rich people, we had, farmers, we had, we had all walks of life. And we never, we had the typical, school versus school bullshit. And, but, we honestly, in my class, we never really did a lot of I don't know, bullshit. You know what I mean? We were pretty open and accepting of people, and we all kind of hung out with each other and stuff like that. Like the senior party, the night of graduation, one of the guys had a huge party Uh, and I'm kidding, by the way, Mr. Kevin. I wouldn't hunt you down. I might have been too intoxicated to remember the chopper name. Oh my gosh. So see, Donnie knows. Donnie knows Johnny Holmes. It's the same. It's one's a DJ and one's a band, but it's the same premise in high school. So there you go. Donnie can testify what we used to do at Johnny and Johnny Holmes and Chopper. Um, I know if I did it again, I'd be out of bars a lot more. Well, that would probably help. Dudo Town. Oh, I know. Yeah, that's the thing is like, for the guys that like Steven and well, even Tim, um, the guys that live in like the bigger cities, man, I don't know if I could have gone to high school there. I think I would have like moved, because like the kids in New Ulm, right? That was the biggest town other than Mankato that was close to us. Well, we didn't really go do much in Mankato other than shop because it was a big city to us, and that was only like once a year for school clothes. That was it. Um, but we'd always go down to New Ulm. New Ulm was our biggest town that we would go hang out in, and it was always kind of funny because back in my day, all the kids that lived in town wanted to come live out in the country. Wanted to be country, and it's like all of us country kids that grew up on farms and worked the fields and all this other stuff were like, what? It's just everyday normal life for us. We didn't know, but we sure as hell didn't want to live in the city, that's for sure. um Mighty Mighty Crazy Nights with Johnny. I told you I came to Orlando from Oklahoma, spent 2 years. Oh God, yeah, I bet, Bob. All right, Mr. Kevin. Thanks for coming to hang out, buddy. Hopefully everything gets better. I know a little bit about your situation, so dude, seriously though, if you need an email, need a pen pal or whatever, dude, don't be afraid. That's why it's down there. Like I said, it was what 4 years ago that I dealt with Pops, so I know it's not the same situation, but hey, I'll be a set of ears for you. But no, have a good night. Go get some rest, chillax, hang out with the fam, do what you do. But thanks for coming in. Yeah, we had. Well, see, and the funny thing is Mr. Steven, in a lot of the classes, we had, like a few seniors, a few juniors, a few freshmen, a few sophomores. We didn't really have big classes. I think the biggest classroom size we had was like 15 students, but most of them were all like about 10. But they were always like sprinkled with everybody in school. It wasn't just like seniors or juniors. It was pretty much all four grades, and we had small. Well, of course, the the student number from ninth to senior, my senior year, was 234 students for all four grades. That was it. So, yeah, we couldn't play. We couldn't play regular, football. We had to play 9 man. you know. All right, Mr. Kevin. Yeah, but you were getting up there though. your Cold Springs is it's not a big town, but it's not a small town either. So I would say because yeah, you're about the Cold Spring and yeah, Cold Spring I would say is about the size of New Ulm. Um, so yeah, I can see where you had a graduating class of 190. Oh God, yeah. Bob. Well, well, the town that I'm from, because there was three towns in the school, and my hometown was in the middle of the three, and I think our sign for the longest time was like 1,500 in the town, and that included um, oh, really, Tim? Really, Tim? Whatever. But yeah, it was like 1,500 or 1,700 or something like that people, and 90% of the people were farmers. So Busta Tim is gonna go play with dead people, and AKA go eat, but he's really gonna go watch a rerun of a rerun of a rerun of dead people. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because Donnie, about your generation and my well, we were pretty much the same generation, but um, we were kind of the beginning of the school consolidation era. Exactly, Bob. You can always come by my house. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Have an indoor swimming pool. The laundromat? You don't need clean clothes for tomorrow. What the hell's the matter with you, man? No, it's all good, Tim. I get it. Uh Tim, did you go check out the new shirts? No. Nope, no basement. That's why if you go back and watch the video, Jesus, you had 1,000 kids in '73. Holy shit. Bob, if you go back and watch the video, um, on the first floor, right across from the bathroom, where the stairwell is, that's quote unquote the basement. Yeah, literally, Donnie, we were, we we were. Jesus, 11 high schools. Wow, that's a lot. We had one for three towns. One. Oh shit. Well, I tell you what, we're gonna go ahead and call last call. We're gonna go until an hour and 30, and then we're gonna go ahead and because it's starting to get a little chilly in this truck. And besides, I have to go use the little boys' room. My bladder's getting full. Yeah. Well, if you can convince your wife to come up, I mean, shit, I have the house in town. you know, you've seen it. Well, everybody's seen it. They watched the video, but you just got to convince your wife to come play in the snow again. Oh, ow. Ugh. Ow. I bet you wouldn't. She'd probably run it from October, probably October to March. And I bet she would be heaterless and AC on the rest of the year. Just because we get snow doesn't mean it doesn't get blazing damn hot up here, too. Uh, this house is 2,600 with no basement. Oh, your house is 2,600 square feet? Holy Jesus. No, that house in town is the what is the house in town? It's like 900 square feet with both upstairs and downstairs, or it's right at 1,000 square feet. I got to take some wool to market. Then I am bedding down. Oh, uh, I will tell you one thing though, Bob. The difference between FS19 and FS17 is visually. It's huge. Well, then the horses. Um, the graphics are going to be night and day difference. And then some of the operating platform, because from FS17 to FS19, they actually redid the entire um, um, system, um, the system engine. So they're trying to get the optimization right again, but the graphics are so much better. And then they added a bunch of crops, but no, you just got to know where to go now. Well, Mod Hub has, but no, 17. Well, it's going to have more, only because it's the game's been out 3 years longer than 19, so of course it's going to have mods, but um the mods for 19 are so much better. They're so much better. Like, if you had half the mods that I have for 19, it's so much better. So much better. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. I should get you Bob, when I get home, I'll make a Google Drive link of the mods. Now, there are some mods on there that you cannot share. Even to this day, you cannot share the FS17 mods. But I'll get you a Google Drive link to my mods that I had for 17, and it's gonna blow your mind on. No, most of the mods that I got were custom made for some other people that they actually got into the modding part of it big time. Well, you guys remember um oh god, I can't think of his name. I can't think of his name. He pops in from time to time. Um oh my god, I can't think of his name. Anyways, him and his crew, um, they're the ones that hooked me up with pretty much all my mods from FS17. Now FS19, I've actually learned how to basically edit my own mods. So I find a mod that I like, and I tweak it on my own. So I kind of learned how to do some editing of mods, but not like actual mods. Although, although I think it would be completely baller if somebody would make a map, like a 4x map of my area, because it is beautiful. So yeah, Bob, if you get those, if I do that link, there's probably like 12 mods in there that are private, 100% private. So you're gonna have to keep that on the down low. Then you'll like the maps that I play on, Bob. Um, well, like the series, the ones in the series, they're all 4x maps. Um, that's okay. See, the cool part about it is, Bob, if I get that server, um, there'll be, well, if your wife wants to come join too. Yeah, well, guys, listen. Steven has everything. he's 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 a car vehicle collector. Um, but here's the thing, though: is if we do the server, I want it more role play than, you just come in and blah 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 whatever. Um, I would like it to be more role playish. Like, you know, if you and your wife want to come join the server, like, you two have a business or separate businesses, actually, like, have, you know some content or consistent content. And yeah, I would record it and post it or stream it or whatever, and stuff like that. So, but that would be the really only catch. But if you and your wife wanted to come play, you could live on separate farms. You could do your separate things. You can, blah, blah, whatever. And every once in a while, get together, help each other out. You can come help me out. We can come help you out. We can come help her out. Whatever. That's not. That's not how it works, Bob. Which, actually, you know what, Mr. Steven? FS19 actually has a plow truck. It's a K30 plow truck, quad cab, long box, everything. And I thought about downloading the mod just for you, but I I don't really need another pickup, so I got a surprise for everybody, which hasn't been aired yet because I haven't been able to be home long enough to edit it and try to upload it. And but anyways, all right, listen. Actually, there's a lot of people that do that, and then they go pull um, like hotshot stuff with it. But anyways, listen, we're gonna go ahead and call it a night. All right. Um, I've got to try to, I don't know, go to sleep or something. Although I slept really good for the first time in like 5 days last night, so now I'm wide awake and ready to run. But I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna watch some more videos on YouTube. Maybe check in on KOA. But I got to get some heat in this truck because it's getting a little chilly. Anyways, thank you everybody for coming to hang out. Um, yeah, if you haven't checked out the merch store, check it out. Thumbs up if you want. Thumbs down if you want. Whatever. Um, but yeah, so I'm super excited. I'm super excited. I'm so close to getting a PC. That means more stuff. We can do more stuff. Oh my god, we can do more stuff. Oh, more stuff. I'm pretty much going to guarantee you I'm going to run into the same problem where I want to do more stuff, but the internet all the way around is not going to let me do more stuff. But anyways, listen, my friends, thank you so much for coming to hang out, and all the support that you guys do, the conversations that you guys give on the Sunday Somethings. And yeah, well, if you were on a somewhat more of a normal schedule. Yes, we can, Bob. Um, I just got to figure out a headset. Um, uh, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do for a headset. So, but that's neither here nor there. I still got to save a few $100 and then order it, and it's probably going to take a very long time for it to be built and shipped. So we'll see. I don't know. First things first is I've got to get the money saved up and or sell something. So if you know anybody that wants to buy a car, $7,500 and the Monte Carlo can go. Then I will have enough money to buy the computer. But anyways, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for coming to hang out. And if you're new, subscribe, grab your front row parking, and oh yeah, we'll figure that. Oh, CNC. Have you seen the Peterbilt cab over since you sold it? I have, actually. He's well, I haven't. The last I saw it was physically saw it was he had it down at a repair shop, and he was getting the cab hinge fixed. He did the engine, and come to find out the clutch was losing springs, so the clutch was on its way out. As far as I know, it's back home, and you don't need a spare key for it. I'm not going to tell you why, but you don't need a spare key for it. And yes, I do have a spare key for it. I have 2 spare keys. But he's actually going to work it for a year or so. And then basically, I think in like a year or two, he's going to send it down to Hall, Iowa, and it's literally going to get blown apart. I'm not 100% sure about that at this moment. I have not talked to my neighbor in quite a few weeks, so I'm not 100% sure what's going on with it. But that's the last I know of. And when it goes down to Hall, everything's getting blown apart. Everything. Interior, exterior, cab, frame, axles, suspension, wiring, everything. He wants to do a full resto on it. Or a modded resto, whatever you want to call it. And we're not going to cover, I don't want to cover like any of the build, because I mean, let's face it, we knew what it was, right? You guys knew what it was, and it's exactly when it left the yard was the way you saw it. And so I don't really want to do like the entire build, or really any of the build. But I definitely would like to do like from what we sold it to what he built, like the end result, of what we did to the end result of what he did. It's going to be a dramatic change, I can tell you that. But yeah, it's a long-term project for the guy. He's like I said, he's going to work it for a year or two, have some fun with it, whatever, show it off, running around up and down the highways and stuff. And then, he's going to do a complete blow apart. He's already got the frame rails for it. So, he did order factory 280 wheelbase. So, he's already got the frame rails for it. I heard that he ordered all brand new suspension parts for it. I don't know if that's true or not. I do know he does have the frame rail. I'm not 100% sure about the suspension parts. But as far as I know, the truck is up and running. He, like I said, he amended the cab hinge. He didn't quote unquote fix it. Yeah, it was a 13 speed. Yep, 13 speed with a Big Cam 400. Type 4. It wasn't a Type 3, which it was papered for a Type 3, but it actually had a Type 4 in it. And I did all the hard work for him too. Jeez. That's come to find out, the radiator tanks and the seals for the tanks are almost impossible to find. So I'm glad I did it when I was able to do it. But yeah, he's got some big plans for it, and you know, I keep getting comments and stuff like that, and you know, like, do you miss it and all this other stuff, and I do and I don't. I'm relieved it's gone. Your 83 should have a Type 3 in it, though. Or are you talking about the radiator tanks? Or the tank? But yeah, a lot of people keep asking me, and I'm relieved it's gone for two reasons. Oh, okay. For two reasons. One is, you know, I was able to save myself from literally going bankrupt, like losing everything. Two is, the truck's in good hands. As soon as that cab hinge bent and broke, it I didn't know what to do with it, and I mean, I probably could have figured it out, but I didn't have the time. Oh, okay. Oh, it did. Um, but yeah, I didn't have the time. I didn't have the immediate knowledge, and I sure as hell I don't have the equipment to do it myself, which means the only other option that I would have is to pay somebody to do it, and that's expensive. I don't have the money to do that. And I didn't see it coming. That's, you know, the overhaul on the engine, and, you know, minor fixes and interior work and stuff like that, you know, I was willing to do all myself because I know how to do that. But when it comes to major structural pieces, you know, like the cab hinge, that's a little bit outside my wheelhouse. And, you know, so yeah, I'm kind of relieved for two reasons why it's gone. Because, like I said, he's the type of guy. Rude, very rude. Thinking you just drive by here with my window open, making all sorts of noise. Yeah, you better keep going. He's the type of guy that's gonna. I mean, he's going to go the entire way with it. You know, I mean, if you could have seen his eyes when you know, when he was looking at it, and the smile on his face and all this other stuff, you know, he fell in love with that truck as much as I did. But he's got the means to do it. You know, he's got the financial backing, he's got the connections. I mean, I have connections, but not like him. No, like if I would get an old Ford W9, oh, I have connections for that. But you know, an 86 cab over, I don't have very many connections for that. So, you know, he does. He's got all the networking and all this other stuff. Oh, see, and that's the thing is I don't think he's going to drop 100K, but if he wanted to, oh, he could. You know, like I said, I don't think he's going to, but honestly, if he wanted to, he could. And you know, if you know, a lot of you guys here have done stuff with trucks, you know, and even if it was just a little bit, it takes a lot of money. I mean, a paint job, just a standard paint job for a truck, is 10 grand now. Well, we're about ready to end it, Mr. Aaron. But no, CNC asked us about the cab over and stuff, so we're gonna kind of end it with that. But but yeah, no, I mean the cab over's in really good hands. Um, you know, it makes me happy knowing that he's doing something with it, and I couldn't. Um, because every day I look out the window and look at it being parked there and just like hurt on the inside because I knew I couldn't do anything with it. So, it was kind of a relief to have him come by it. Um, there really was no sadness. I mean, there was sadness, but there wasn't like, oh no, whatever. Because I know it's in good hands, and I know he's going to make something out of it, and he's going to make it really good. That's the comforting part about it. Um, but yeah, he's just got it. You know. That's why I don't buy an oldies. Yeah, well, and that's the thing is like, I didn't see the cab hinge ever breaking, because I didn't know. I mean, like the K100s and the internationals and stuff like that, I know a little bit more about them than I do the 362s or even a 352. And so I didn't even know that the cab hinge was an issue with the 362s. I didn't know they either went through the support on the floor or they buckled where mine did, and until after it happened. So when I bought it, I mean, all it needed was just a little bit of mechanical, a little bit of interior, a little bit of TLC all the way around, a little bit of, it wasn't much, and it was something that I was gonna do with you guys, and well, then the cab hinge broke, and that very quickly ended anything that I was going to be able to do with that truck. Because like I said, it was just outside my wheelhouse. So, um, is there going to be another cab over? I don't know. Um, if I had the money and I was offered one, I wouldn't pass it up. I would seriously think about it. Yeah, apparently it did. So there was two issues with the 362s, and from everything that I have found out after it broke on mine or bent on mine, there was two situations. So somewhere, because the hinge was really long, and then it was about that long on the floor, right underneath the floor. Um, so it would either break away, it would push. Well, everybody kept calling it going through the floor, and I was like, what? Going through the floor? What? Well, what they meant was the cross members underneath there. The hinge would actually bust the cross members out and shove them up, which would drop the cab or lean it forward, whatever. Or since the front piece that actually went down to the hinge, that front support piece area was so big that it actually had little zones. Well, not little, but they were big zones that would basically flare out and it would buckle on itself. And that's what mine did. Mine, you could see it. It was probably what, 4, 5, 6 inches from where the bottom of the body panel was up. It was actually right next to the corner of the radiator. So, the opening for the radiator, it was right there in that corner. It was right next to it. But yeah, basically, it's basically just like I don't know what you would call it, a U, um, stamped metal, and it would just flare, and it would crush itself. I didn't know this going into it. I know it now. But yeah, the 362s, I guess I've always had a problem with that issue. Um, uh, well, yes, until recently. Kenworth actually, well, they discontinued it now here in the States because it didn't sell. Um, the Freightliner was the last cab over to be made. Um, 94. Or was it 96? It was either 94 or 96 the last cab over was made. Um, and yeah, it was a Freightliner. Schneider, JB, all the big box guys had them. Warner had them, everything like that. They were kind of goofy and ugly and all this other stuff. Um, but Kenworth actually came out with the K. It wasn't the K. It's the K200. They brought a truck that's very popular over in Australia and Europe, and they tried to sell it here. Well, it didn't do very well. So, I don't know if you can still order it now. Yep, Schneider definitely had them. So did JB Hunt. Um, Warner had a few of them, or a bunch of them. MS Carriers had a bunch of them, if you remember MS Carriers. Um, oh, was it 2002? Okay. I wasn't 100% sure. I knew they. It surprised me when somebody said, "Oh, this truck was a 2000." Well, whatever, and I was like, "What?" But yeah, I knew it was. I knew it was later, but I couldn't remember exactly. They fell out of population in about 96. That's when everybody kind of switched over to conventionals. But yeah, I know they stuck around for a while. And then I think it's the K200, I think is what it was called. I'm 99% sure that the dealerships here in the US have canceled any ordering or production of the K200. Um, but what hurt them is they didn't do any advertising. They didn't do any advertising. So it's like, okay, you brought back, um, yeah, yep. But they brought back the cab over from Australia or Europe because it's very, like I said, it's very popular over there. And they brought it back here to the States. Didn't do any advertising, and I don't think you can order them now anymore. So it's like, what was the point? you know? And I'm telling you right now, if the K200, I don't even know what it looks like. I haven't even bothered to look it up. I don't know what it looks like. Was it the K2? Okay. Um, I don't even know what it looks like. But if it looked anything like the old K100s or close to it, and they did a little bit of advertising, I'm guaranteeing you that thing would have sold like a million of them in the first year. Because people want the cab overs, but just newer. They want the reliability. They want the fuel mileage. They want the horsepower. They want the comfort. They would have sold. I'll guarantee you they would have sold if people would have known about them. But I don't think anybody knew about them. Hell, I didn't know about them until just like a year ago. And I think they were already done by then. The new ones have a tiny box. Aussies brag about 40-inch bunks. Ugh. The new ones, no, again, this is basically all the information that I have is rumors about the K200. The K200 in Australia is averaging about 7 miles to the gallon. In Australia, or in the UK, from what I've heard, um, the K200s are averaging around 8 miles to the gallon. I don't know what they're getting here. They need a cab over where Yeah, exactly. CNC. Yep. Um, it's not so much in Australia, but definitely in Europe. If you no joke, no joke, just watch some of like the Europeans play ETS, European Truck Simulator or Europe Truck Simulator. Literally, what you see on those maps is what it. The streets are ridiculously small. My 77 K100 has a small bunk. Yeah, no, well, that was the big thing back. The K100. All right, Mr. Aaron. We're gonna be done here in just a few minutes. Sorry you came in late, but thanks for coming anyways. Um, but the K100 did not get popular until it went to the double bunk. Um, and then it became extremely popular when it went to the double bunk Aerodyne. Um, but yeah, they came out with that small bunk, and I'm telling you right now, after sleeping in here, there is no way in hell my fat ass is ever getting into a small bunk. Whether I have to climb into it or I can walk into it, ain't ever gonna happen. Ever. Ever. I'll make that promise until the day I die. Because after sleeping in this, mm-mm, 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 not gonna happen. Don't care. And if you think you're cool, you just go ahead and keep thinking you're cool. Because you know what? My fat ass thinks you're a fool. No, not gonna happen. But but yeah, no, I honestly I wish Kenworth would have done, or even if they're still offering the K100 or the K200 here in the States, let a guy like me know, because I can do some advertising for you. Let the Kenworth guy know. Let somebody know, because we can get you sales. but but nobody knows about it. Nobody heard about it until just like I said, a few months ago. And it literally just kind of came and went, and nobody, it's like, oh well, Kenworth came back with a cab over, what? And that was it. That was all anybody said about it. Man, I just did 2 weeks this fall. Dude, what are you talking about? This is my second 2 week run in this bunk, where I literally get wedged from there to the bed almost every single night, and it sucks. I hate sleeping in this truck. I really do. I if I could find the designer for this truck or this bunk for two things. Why is that up there on a 63-inch bunk? That's another bed. Why is that there? I would punch you in the throat just for that stupid idea. Secondly, why do you need the Grand Canyon at the other end of the fucking bed when you have to sleep with your head over there sometimes and you lose your pillow and you can never find it ever again because it's a Grand Canyon and it eats everything? Why is there such a huge gap on that side of the bed? It's stupid. I mailed you pics of the bunk. Okay. Yeah, his bunk isn't much bigger than mine. I can tell you that right now. Yeah, the only thing I have a little bit difference is from behind the seats to that back wall. I have 18 more inches. That's all I have. But yeah, his bunk isn't nearly this way big, but it's the same and same. That absolutely made no sense, but Yeah, he's got the sky. Yeah, he's got a bigger bunk than I do now. But when that first international that he was in, when he first started with this, what like a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago now, or whatever it was, his bunk was actually smaller than mine. But I don't know why that's there, and I don't know why the Grand Canyon's on that side. Yeah. Okay. Well, guess what? We're 2 hours in. YouTube said, hey, stupid, you're done. Anyways, all right, again, thank you. We're done. Adios. Hasta luego. Vamonos. Get the hell out. Can't stay here. I'm gone. For the last time. Bye-bye. No, seriously. Go away. No, you... Bob, don't sit on that. Go. Go. Get out. Get out. I'll see you guys later. Bye.